In today's video, I'm going to show you something pretty unique here in Philly. Have you ever wanted to have all the conveniences of the city, but still enjoy the suburban lifestyle? You know, parking in front of your home, privacy, security, grass to walk the dog, waving to your neighbors as they walk by. The typical neighborhood or suburban vibe. Well, if that's you, I think you might love this video and really enjoy Naval Square. This exclusive 20-acre gated and guarded community of townhomes and condos has it all. Dedicated parking, security, and safety, lots of green and open space, a community pool, a fitness center, and much more. So stay tuned for the full tour. Hey everyone, this is Chris Furman. This is my channel, Living in Center City, Philadelphia. Welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Now, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn more about what it's like to live and enjoy Center City, Philly, make sure to tap that subscribe button and click that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified each and every time we put out a brand new video. And we actually get a lot of folks that are reaching out to us looking to relocate to the Center City, Philly area, and we love helping them out on their journey. So if that's you, if you're thinking about making a move and you have any questions about the market, particular neighborhoods or streets or condo buildings, or really anything at all, don't hesitate to reach out. Just shoot us a quick email. Our email is down below. Contact info is in the description. We would love to help you enjoy and find your next home in Center City, Philadelphia. All right, let's dive in to the Naval Square community tour. So what is Naval Square and why is it so unique? Well, Naval Square is a 20 or so acre gated and guarded community with over 600 townhomes and condos that gives you a suburban feel that is really unlike anything else here in the city. Now, the city does have smaller little gated communities here and there, but really nothing like this. And to understand why it's so unique, we really have to walk back in history and take a look at what it used to be. Naval Square actually served as the first United States Naval Academy from 1838 approximately to 1845, before it was relocated down to Annapolis, Maryland, which you probably know that's where it's at, but it actually started here in Philadelphia. It's pretty cool history. It later went on to be a hospital and a retirement community for the Navy until somewhere in the 1970s. And now the historic section of this community was actually designated as a National Historic Landmark in 1971. The property was eventually sold to the Toll Brothers developer in the 80s, and it sat there empty till about 2000s when they began development. So this is why a unique community was able to be built like Naval Square, because a 20-acre parcel of land or so that is this close to downtown was undeveloped for so long, and it already had a wall all around it and gates. Before we talk more about Naval Square and the properties themselves, let's chat about Naval Square's location in Philadelphia. Naval Square is located between Grace Ferry Ave to the east and essentially the Schuylkill River to the west, and between Bainbridge Street on the north and just north of Christian Street to the south. Essentially, you just follow the stone brick wall or the gates around to see where the perimeter of the complex. You can drive around most of it. It's pretty intuitive to really see what's going on. Most people wouldn't consider Naval Square to be an official neighborhood among Philly's various neighborhoods like Rittenhouse Square, Fittler Square, or Grad Hospital. However, it certainly is large enough to be called a community or neighborhood within a neighborhood. And Naval Square is located in the Graduate Hospital neighborhood of Philadelphia. And according to the strict definition of Center City, with South Street being the Center City's southern border, Naval Square is located just south of South Street and hence just south of Center City. However, some folks here that live in this community would potentially still call it Center City, and that's sort of an ever-expanding and changing definition of what is Center City. And if you're curious to learn more about the Graduate Hospital neighborhood, so the neighborhood that Naval Square is in, I'll link a video in the description below and also at the end of this video. Or just shoot me an email if you have any questions about this particular area, the neighborhood. All of my contact info is right below. All right, now let's talk about the properties at Naval Square themselves, so the homes. Now, although the Toll Brothers developer began construction in approximately the beginning of the 2000s, much of the historic buildings were really preserved, so the look of this community is fairly unique, and really there's such diversity here that everyone can find something they like. The original 3 buildings here were designed by architect William Strickland in the 1800s and are considered some of the best Greek Revival architecture in all of the United States. Strickland designed notable buildings like the Second Bank of the United States, which is an old city, the historic district in Philly. So if you like that style of architecture, you may really enjoy living in Naval Square. Now, you could purchase either a condo or a townhome in this community. There are 6 low-rise condo buildings in the community and a number of cluster of 4-story townhomes dispersed throughout. Some of the townhomes are stacked with one unit being on top of the other. So one is the first and second floor, for example, and the other is right above it in the third and fourth level of the home. There are some townhomes that do take up all 4 stories, so those would be a bit larger. And the ratio of townhomes to condos is something like 30 to 40% townhomes in a community and the rest being condos. Suffice it to say that there are so many combinations of condo or townhome options here in Naval Square that you're probably going to find something that you really enjoy if you indeed like what we've talked about thus far. And really there are too many options of floor plans and layouts to describe them all here in this video, but there are 1, 2, and some 3-bedroom condos, and the townhomes here are mostly 3 beds, but there is the rare 4-bedroom from time to time. There are 1-bedroom units here as small as approximately 400 square feet. I mean, they are really studios or junior 1-beds, but they might be listed as a 1-bedroom online. There are even some loft units here in the community, and there are 1-bedrooms with a den as large as approximately 1,300 square feet. So like I said, you really have a lot of variety here in Naval Square. Now, the 2-bedroom condos usually range from around 900 to 1,600 square feet, and usually the largest townhomes are somewhere around 2,200 to 2,400 square feet, but there are a few outliers that are even larger. And almost every home here in Naval Square comes with parking, dedicated parking that is, and many of the townhomes have either a 1 or 2 car garage that's attached. Now, if the townhome doesn't have a garage, it should have a dedicated parking spot very close to the home. And this is really one of the main highlights of living here in Naval Square, to have that dedicated parking. And there's also a number of guest spots throughout the community. Let's start with one of the most unique amenities here, and it's really the open space, the grounds, the green space, however you like to describe it, that feeling of living in a suburb, that neighborhood vibe. It's really the closest thing that you get to the suburbs in Center City. And most people really love this feeling. And it's not just the open space that counts. It's the fact that all of this is within the 24/7 gated and guarded community. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why most residents want to be here. Whenever I take a prospective buyer here to this community, they typically comment on this aspect. Imagine having to walk your dog in the middle of the night. Now, many people would feel comfortable doing this in various parts of Center City without being in this gated community. However, many may not and are looking for a better option. Well, this might be that better option for you. If you're looking for an area like this to walk your dog in the middle of the night in a gated area in Center City, this is really one of 3 of your options. The other 2 are high-rise condos, which could be a great fit that have dog parks built inside. Email me if you want more information about that. So this community is obviously naturally pet friendly. All right, let's talk about some other amenities here. There is a seasonal outdoor pool, and there is a large and well-equipped fitness center as well for the community. And the community room in Biddle Hall is beautiful and can be used for private functions. Now, we've already discussed the location in Naval Square earlier, but we haven't really fleshed out the benefits of the location. This community is right next to the South Street Bridge, which is a convenient way to get right over to University City or West Philly relatively quickly. So if you're attending as a student at Penn or Drexel or the other colleges over there, or teaching as a professor or in academia in some fashion, it's a really nice place to live with an easy commute over there. Or if you're maybe in the medical field and you want to work at one of the medical facilities right across the South Street Bridge, you're able to walk or bike there relatively quickly, maybe 10 to 20 minutes, depending. You really can't beat this location if you work right over the South Street Bridge and don't necessarily want to live in University City, but you want to live in Center City, more of, again, this isn't really Center City, it's essentially Center City. But a lot of people like living in this community and working in University City. Or if you're working somewhere outside of the city and need convenient access to Interstate 76, this is a fairly convenient place to live as well. Or if you're working anywhere near City Hall on Market Street, that's only about 1.5 miles away. One of the other benefits of this location is some of the grocery stores. So there's a giant heirloom grocery store directly across from the community, or you could drive to Whole Foods right on South Street or the other Whole Foods. Either of them are like 10 to 15 minute drive. So if you're living in Naval Square, obviously, well, you're most likely gonna have a car like we talked about. You've got dedicated parking, so you can drive to the grocery store. Let's say Whole Foods on South Street. Their garage is free for people using the store, so you can park in the garage. So you got dedicated parking at Whole Foods, drive back, you got dedicated parking Naval Square, so it makes grocery shopping very easy. There's also a number of Targets in the area and other things like that. So groceries and convenience stores, pretty convenient to Naval Square. Now, one of my favorite amenities in this area is the Schuylkill River Trail and Park and all of those amenities. You're only about a 10-minute walk from the entrance of that trail off the South Street Bridge. And the Schuylkill River Park also has basketball courts, tennis courts, pickleball courts, kids playground. So if you like fitness in the outdoors or have kids, this is really a priceless amenity of the area. Now, if you're not too familiar with this area, that might have just kind of gone way over your head, I would recommend that you check out my Schuylkill River Trail Park, etc. video. I'll link that in the description below. Really, even the video doesn't fully capture all of those amenities. You kind of have to see in person. And I'd love to show you too. If you're coming into the area, just shoot me an email. Contact info is below. I'll take in a tour, show you the particular areas that I really like and what might be good for you and your family. Also, email me at chris@meetchris.com. Contact info below if you'd like your free copy of my Naval Square Buyer's Guide, or go to the link in the description or the pinned comment down below to click that. This guide is specific to Naval Square. And in this guide, I highlight each of the buildings in Naval Square because it's kind of confusing here, and to have many visuals to help you compare and contrast your options even more than in this video. And you'll also get a full-length video tour of a beautiful condo here in the community. Just pause the video for a moment, shoot me a quick email, chris@meetchris.com, or click one of those links below in the description or comment below to get your free copy. One of the other awesome benefits of this community is it's right next to Fiddler Square. That's the neighborhood in Philadelphia that's right next to Rittenhouse, and it's very nice. It's a little bit less hustle and bustle than Rittenhouse, but there's still restaurants, coffee shops, cafes, etc. in the area. And again, if you want to go a little bit further to Rittenhouse, you can Uber there, you can drive there if you want to deal with street parking, or you can even walk to Rittenhouse in probably about 20-25 minutes, depending on your walking speed. So there's a lot of benefits of the area that, even though you're kind of secluded in the suburban living like we've been talking about, of Naval Square, you still have access, walkable access to restaurants, cafes, and shops like that. So very convenient to all of that. Now, this location may not fit your needs. If you want to be closer to the heart of the action, Rittenhouse Square, for example, the heart of Center City, maybe closer to Market Street for work. If you don't want a car, don't have a car, this community is possibly not for you. If you hate suburban living and just want to be closer to the action, it's not the right place for you. Check out one of my other videos below. A high-rise condo or medium to low-rise condo may be a better fit for you. And before we talk about the pricing in Naval Square, as much as we love making these videos, we love helping people relocate right here to the Center City, Philly area even more. So if you're remotely considering moving to the area in the next few months or even the next few years, it's really never too early to send us an email, get connected, so we can keep you up to date on what's going on here in Center City, Philly. So just shoot us a quick email, contact info below, and we would love to stay connected and keep you abreast of what's going on here in Center City, Philly. All right, let's talk about pricing. So what does a townhome or a condo cost at Naval Square? Well, in 2023, the median price of a one-bedroom condo was approximately $420,000. The median price for a two-bedroom condo was approximately $600,000. And the median price for townhomes in 2023 was somewhere around $800,000. So if you want a one-bedroom condo, you'll want a budget of somewhere between $300,000 to $500,000. For two-bed, probably want a budget of maybe $500,000 to $700,000. And for a three-bed townhome, you'll want a budget of somewhere between $650,000 to $950,000. And don't forget about condo fees. Even if you have a townhome here, all of the homes have an HOA or condo fee, whatever you'd like to call it, because of the amenities of this particular area. Expect condo fees on a one-bedroom to be somewhere around $500 per month, and for a two-bed condo to be somewhere around $650 per month, and for a three-bed townhome, expect it to be somewhere around $500 per month. And condo fees fluctuate depending a lot on the variety of the particular home here, where it's located, all of that. So there's no homogeneous condo fee. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email and we can help you out with that. Now, while we're talking about condo fees, at any point in time, there may also be a special assessment on owners, and there actually is currently one here in Naval Square that started in March of 2023. Now, this increases your monthly cost, and the pro rata share that you pay depends on a number of variables, where you're at, how big it is, all of that. And I explain more about these special assessments and how long they last and all of that in my Naval Square buyer's guide that I mentioned earlier. So just pause the screen real quick if you didn't. Send me an email, shoot me an email, chris@chris.com, or click the link below in the description or pinned comments to get your copy. So who should consider living in Naval Square? Well, literally everyone. There is something for everyone here. College students, young professionals, singles, couples, families with kids, empty nesters, retirees, folks that want condo living, folks that want townhome living. Really, Naval Square has something for everyone. And click right here to explore my graduate hospital neighborhood tour, which is the neighborhood that Naval Square is in. And again, send me an email or click that link below in the description to get your free copy of my Naval Square buyer's guide.